Okay, cool. Record to the cloud. Perfect. Okay, so this is a typical HTML page, and there's two main parts. There's the head right up here, and then there's the body. Okay. The body is basically where you're going to put all of your HTML code. Anything that you want to actually be represented in the window on the browser goes inside the body tag. So you can think of the body tag as in CodePen, that HTML window, you can think of it as that. Everything needs to go inside of the body tag. So that's the main content of the page. The head is for information about the page. It doesn't get shown in the window. It's information about the page, like what character set it's using, language, the title of the page up here. The title is what will show up in these tabs up here. If you bookmark the page, what's going to show up there. And the general structure of this is you always start out with this line that's saying, what kind of document is this? This is an HTML document. And then you have this one big main tag called HTML, and it's just saying like everything in here, here's a closing HTML tag. Everything in here is going to be HTML. And then you start the head and then you start the body. So that's the main structure of an HTML file. And then you can go over here and you can look at the style sheet, and there's all the styles that you wrote. And the nice thing about it is you just start typing in CSS. You don't have to have any beginning like doc type pieces of code or anything like that. You just start typing the CSS. So what we're going to do is we're going to start doing this from scratch. So I'm going to, okay, what I would like you to do is create on wherever you want, on your desktop inside course folder, create a new folder and name it trivia. Okay, I'm going to close this. And go ahead and it's an empty folder, but take that folder, dragging it to Atom. It's going to open it up, but there's nothing inside of it, and that's fine. We're going to start adding stuff inside of it. Okay. So first thing we're going to do is create our index.html file, the first file that we're going to create. And let me show you what we're actually doing. That would be a good idea, wouldn't it? Would you like to see what we're doing? We're going to make a trivia quiz. So it's going to look something like this. You're going to have an index page that has some sort of trivia question on it, and then two options, true or false, or you can have more than that if you want to do like multiple choice. You'll just have to create more files. So I recommend doing true and false, so you don't have to create a ton of files. And then you've got a page for the correct and incorrect answer to the question. And did you see what the answer? Who thinks this is true? It's false. It's false. Yeah. People think it is sometimes because at any given moment you might only be using 10% or less or more, but you use your whole brain throughout the day. So it's and then we got a back button there. So this is what we're going to create. So we're going to start with this right here. This is the index page. You can see the file path up here. This is online. So you can see that it's on a, that's the domain name. And then inside of there, I have a folder called Teach Tools. And then I have a folder called Trivia Styled 01. And then I have an index file. So that's the file path to this server that I'm using. Okay, let's do this. All right. So you know how it had like the doc type up there and the HTML character, and then it had the head, and then there's some other stuff in there. I never ever type that stuff out because it's the same thing with every file. Every time you start an HTML file, it's the same stupid thing. So anytime you find yourself typing something like over and over again, there's got to be a short way to do it. So there is a shortcut in most code editors. But first, we need to create a file to write stuff to. So I'm going to say File, New File. And before we do anything, before we write any code, we need to save this as an HTML file. Otherwise, the code editor doesn't know what language we're typing, and it can't color code it, and you can't use the shortcuts and things like that. So we're going to go File, Save As. Come on. Here we go. Okay, and you want to make sure it's inside. Oh, I can't see that. It's inside of the trivia folder, which mine is right now. And you're going to name it index, all lowercase, .html. Come on. Index.html and hit save. So there we go, index.html. Now I'm going to, we want to create the shell, which is basically the default, all the default code with the body tag and the head tag, what you start with every page. And the shortcut for that is exclamation point and then tab. And you should have something like this. Exclamation point, tab. Did anyone do that and it didn't work? Okay, I don't know why sometimes Adam does that. I'll show you what you can do. Go to the browser and there's a handy little site called htmlshell.com. And from here, you can download the shell. So you just click on this and then copy it and then go over and paste it right in there. Okay, so the first thing it gives you and it highlights here is the title tag. So we want to give this a name so that it goes in the tab and bookmark and everything. So I'm going to name it Trivia Quiz. And then just to make sure this is working, I'm going to save it. I'm going to go back to my folder and there's the index page. I'm going to open it up. There's nothing there, but as you notice up in the tab up here, it says Trivia Quiz. So I know it's working. We're starting to code this page. Cool. Okay. So inside the body tag, you can just start typing, make sure you indent, of course, always indent your when you're nesting. You can start typing your HTML code. So I'm going to, let's see, where did I close that? Okay, I'm going to just do the same one here. You don't have to copy me. I'll give you a second and I'll give you a minute in just a little bit to find your own trivia question, but I'm just going to start to do this one now just to demonstrate. So I'm going to copy that, go back to Adam. I'm going to say H1 tab, same shortcuts as CodePen. I'm going to paste that in there. Humans only use at a period. I'm going to save that. I'm going to go back here to my empty page, reload it because I've edited it and saved it, so I need to reload it. And there, I've got my questions. So what I want you to do right now is find some sort of trivia question that you want to use for your little trivia quiz site. Go online if you know something already. So I'll give you a minute to do that, and go ahead and copy and paste it into the body tag here and put it in a H1 tag or H2 tag or however you see fit. You can have a multiple choice and not have to create a whole bunch of pages. I don't know why I said that, because all the wrong ones are going to link to the incorrect page. So yeah, you can have multiple choice instead of true, false. Mhm. There's nothing in there until you actually create a file. You want to go file, new file. And, oh, it's just. Right now it's an untitled file, so we want to save it. First thing we want to do is save it as an HTML file. And then make sure it's in that folder and type in index.html. Okay, so now you can use the shortcut to produce the shell that will be typed and included. So right up here, type exclamation mark. And okay, here's the shortcut. I'm not sure why some of them do. There's a site called HTML shell. And it has all the code in here. I'm just going to click on that. Go back here. Paste it. And let's change the color. So you created an index file inside a trivia folder, and it's got the basic shell that you need to select it. And then we can go. Where is that? Or oh, it's inside type documents. You're checking. No, it's a folder called trivia. Okay, so there's HTML. So let's look at it in the document. And then some other trivia. So now we know that file. You can start typing everything you're going to want to type in there, all your code goes in between. So this is where you're going to type like H1 and then put your trivia question in. So first, we're going to need some more time. Good. Huh? Save it. And then go to, where's the folder for it? What's inside there? Okay. So you have two folders, one use that and one use that. Now all you have to do is take this file and open it up in the browser. There we go. You got it. So leave that open because every time you save, you're going to go back there and reload. Okay. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to create the other pages. So there's a page for the correct answer and the page for the incorrect answer. So I'm going to do the incorrect answer first. You can do whatever you want. File, new file. Again, first thing we do is save as into trivia. And this one, you can name it whatever you want. Only the index page has to be named index.html. All the other pages, name them whatever you want. I'm going to call this one incorrect. .html. Save. Now I can use my shortcuts. So I'm going to say exclamation point tab, and for the title, just going to type incorrect. Save, and then go ahead and put some code inside the body tag that says, false, you're a goober. I'm just going to take from the one I have already. Okay. Okay. And then once you got that, save that. And now to view it in the browser, what we want to do is go to where your index page. You can see your index page there. All we need to do to see the new page is we need to change the file path. So I'm going to take index up here and I'm going to change it to incorrect to whatever you named the file. And there's my incorrect page. So you've created 2 pages now. Everyone got this? You need some more time? Mm-hmm. Oh no, you're creating you don't need another folder. You're creating another file inside of here.
Oh, it's a file.
Yeah, so you want this file to be, all the files are gonna be inside of this folder. So. It's in, it is inside of there.
Yeah.
It's not called, okay, well, we're just gonna ignore it then for now. So inside of this folder here, and create a new file. And this is the one that you're going to, you're going to save as and save that one as incorrect. and then put the shell in there and type your code into the body tab. Okay, so next we need a way to link one page to the other, and that's where we're going to use the A tag. I'm going slow because I want everyone to get this. So I'm going to go back to the index page, and down here, I want the word true to be clickable. So I'm going to hit A tab and see how the attribute art automatically shows up. So inside of here, I'm going to type the file path. What am I going to type? Look at the file structure up here. What do I need to type to link to incorrect.html? This one's pretty simple.
You're gonna put, for you, the incorrect copy.
Yeah, because they're in the same folder. All I have to type is incorrect.html. I'm not typing trivia/html because it doesn't care about that. If we type trivia/html, it would be looking for a folder called trivia inside of the folder called trivia, and it wouldn't work. So incorrect.html, and then in between the two A tags, you type what you want to be clickable. So I'm gonna type true. I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna go back here. Refresh the page if you don't see it. You should see something like this, whatever your incorrect answer was. I'm gonna click true, and it links to whatever page you created. Okay. So far, so good. Do you go over the same thing? I'll show this code.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's an A tag with an href attributes.
This one's 74A.
No, you're looking for it, come this way. Manuela's office?
Yes.
Just go out this door and just, it's the next door right there. Sure. Your inside type spec. Oh, trivia is inside type spec. I don't know if I mean, if that's the file structure, that's the file structure. Oh, it's not inside a type specimen. It's its own folder. So try just opening that, just the on it. Why is it going inside? Take that out. Delete that from there. I'll try it. You have it inside. That's really weird. Is it inside downloads? Oh, you did have it inside type spec. Why isn't it showing? You can remove the image of let's try it in a different browser. What do you have? Sorry. So if you're done with that, go ahead and create the next page, the correct answer page. Go through the same steps and then make the link. Paste. Okay, works good. Yeah, so go ahead and create the other page, going through all the same steps. So you go over file, new file. First you save as correct.html, save, get the shell, give it a title, Go down to the body. Save. Correct. Okay. Create that page and then in the index, on the index page, go ahead and link, create another link right after the first link. So one thing you might be noticing is that the A tag is an inline element, these two. And we want that because, you know, if you have a link inside of a paragraph, you know, which is very, very common, you don't want it to add a line break. But you can always turn it into a block element if you need to. And you could add A tags around things that are not text. You could add it around like just a graphic or an image or something like that. Okay, so we need to use an A tag instead of a div here. Yeah, yeah, so instead of these. That's it, that's the thing that we just type. Tab, and then you need to have the name of the file that it's going to link to, and then right here is where you type the word that you want to be linkable. So right inside these quotes, you're gonna put either correct.html or incorrect.html, and then do the same one with false. If you're done with that, what I want you to do next is go to those two answer pages, and at the bottom, add a back button at the bottom that is going to go back to the index page. So add a backlink on those two pages. I'm not going to show you how to do that. You got to figure it out. Yeah. Watch out for it'll work, but it's a good habit to name everything in the case all over file. Just because it's just a good habit. So I'm gonna go ahead and create back button here. Okay, so you should have so far something that looks like this. This is linkable. It's got each of the page linking back and forth. So far, so good. Okay. Now, if you're not done, you can, finish it up. We're gonna have time in class to style this. Now, this is pretty ugly, right? All we have are these default styles. We want to change the fonts. We want to, change the width, all of that good stuff. So we need a style sheet. Okay, so we're going to create a style sheet now and add all our styles. So we're going to go through the same steps here. We're going to go File, New File. Remember, very first thing you do, Save As. And inside the trivia folder, in the same folder, we're going to type style sheet, whatever you want to call it. I always say styles, and I always say the same thing so I don't get mixed up. .css and save. So you should have in your folder, you should have 4 files: styles, incorrect, correct, and index. So here we can just start typing our CSS. So I want to change the font family to sans serif. Okay, so I've just styled my H1. I'm going to save that. I'm going to go over to my, I'm going to reload this. Didn't work. We skipped one step. What did we skip? I haven't shown you how to do it yet, but there's nothing inside index.html. There's nothing in here that says link to this style sheet, because you could have more than one style sheet, we need to tell it exactly what style sheet we want to link it to. So the code for that, it goes inside the head because it's not something that shows up in the body. It goes inside of the head tag, and you can type link and then hit tab. And there's 2 attributes here. REL, just telling it, hey, this is the style sheet. And then href, and href works the same way as the a tag, where you're going to give it a file path. And because it's in the same folder, all I have to do is type the name of the file. And it's got to be exactly the same, I'm going to save that. I'm going to go here. I'm going to reload. And now my styles are hooked up. I want to also style those other 2 pages. And I'm not going to create a separate style sheet for each page. The whole point of creating style sheets, the power of them, is that you change one thing in the style sheet and it affects all of your pages. So I want to link all of my pages to the same style sheet. So I'm going to go in here into my styles. I have H2s on the other ones. You can use whatever you want. I'm going to say H2, oopsie, font family sans serif. Let's see. What else should I change about that? Well, I'll just do sans serif right now. I'll know if it's working. I'm gonna save that. So I know that it's working because I choose on those pages. I'm gonna go back and grab this link line right here. I'm just gonna paste that into each of these pages. Save it. So all of the pages have a link tag to the style sheet. So now I can go over here and I can see now they're all of the H2s are sans serif as well. So powerful. You just make one change in one file and everything else changes. So now what I want you to do is go ahead. I want you to style this. Give it whatever styles you want. Use colors, background colors. I would recommend this line length here that I have is way too long. I need to constrain the width of this. I'm gonna go crazy here and wrap the whole thing in a container. Just craziness. Div, and I'm gonna name it container. And then close it down underneath what I want to be inside of it. I'm gonna tab this in. Then I'm gonna go over to, I did that under incorrect. Okay, and then I'm gonna go over here and style the class of container. And give it a max width of 600 pixels. Save that. I'm also going to give it a border. Save that. Go back here. I think I added it to the incorrect page, so I'm going to hit true. And there, now it's contained. So I want you to add, I recommend maybe add a container. You don't have to put a border on it if you don't want to. Style the text, style the button, the links so that look like buttons. So give them like a background color and some padding so that they're like a rectangle, maybe a dark color with white text or something like that. Style all of these elements so that it's, something closer to what I have here. This is really rudimentary. It's not a great design, but just so you can see that I applied styles and utilize the fact that your style sheet is linked to all of your pages. So go ahead and do that. Okay, so you copied and pasted this from the URL bar, and that's, you don't want to do that. You're going back, and first of all, you're also missing the position right here. You want to, that's what's called an absolute URL. You just want, because they're in the same folder, all you need to type is index.html. You don't need all this other stuff. It's all relative to the folder that it's in. And that's helpful because if you move this folder to somewhere else, like the server, a link like that is not going to work because you change the whole path. But if you have a link that's just relative to the folder it's in, it'll work no matter where. So get rid of all of that, just have true.html. Save that. And then, there you go. So it's not showing the page. Browser. Try opening this in a new browser. The index page, yeah, so go back to the folder. Open that, and right click on that. Open it. From picture. Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, annoying thing. Yes. I'll be right there. Yeah. Go back button, go back in there. You're gonna want the back button on these two pages, right? So, oh, you're missing a lot here. You're missing the end of, oh yeah, you're missing the full shell. Did the shortcut work for you? Okay, so we need to go HTML shell. And so this is the shell right here. So we're just going to take everything that's in the body file, put it in the body packet. So because you're missing, oh, you're missing this whole thing and these closing tags. So body tag. So that's your infestation. So now you want a link right here under this paragraph. You're going to put a there. So there's your link. And inside, what we want to do is make the word back linkable. So now inside of here, where the hashtag is, you're going to type in the file path to index.html. There, and now it should be good. There we go. We got it. Hold on, I'll be right there. We'll go over. So underneath title, so type link. There, so you want to leave that attribute, leave that, and inside of here, you're going to type the file path to this file right here. Now, they're in the same folder, so what do you need to type? Yes. to your style sheet. Okay, great. So save both of those. Go back to your page. There you go. So make sure that link tag is in all of the other pages too. So you're gonna do the same thing as you did to create these files. So go file, new file. And name, now first thing you want to do is save as. Name it whatever you want. I use styles.css or just style.css. Save it. Make sure it's inside the training folder, which it is. And now you can just start typing your styles right there. But you want to make sure you link all of these pages to that style sheet. So you put the link tag inside of the head. So yeah, anywhere inside the head is fine. Type in link and hit tab. And this attribute, you need to leave that there. And then right here where Ahrefs, take all of that and delete it. And then type the file path to this right here. Yeah, so now your index pages are linked to this, so you can start typing styles there. And then you want to do the same, just copy and paste that code into here, and then all of your pages are going to be linked to the style sheet. So all your styles will show up.
Oh,
Okay, you found it in your type specimen folder, which is going to cause a problem because you already have an index page. Well, I guess your type specimen isn't in there. You want to put in a trivia folder, but that's not that important right now. So what are you having trouble doing? First of all, this is named file 1. You don't want that. You want it inside of here, inside of the index page. So click on that tab. Okay, so you're overriding all of your type specimen. You want to create this is a whole separate project than that. So you need to create a separate folder, which is the first thing I did. So go to the Finder somewhere on your desktop, or I wouldn't put it inside the type specimen folder. I would put it as its own. Yeah, let's see what these are. Let's put it in this map, because that's the name. Let's put it. I don't know where you save your files. iCloud, okay, that's fine. So if it's a download section, trivia. This folder. First thing you do is So inside trivia, there's the folder that has nothing in it. So now you need to start creating your index.html file. So your new file. Save as. Inside trivia, we're saying name it index.html. Okay, so now you can use the shortcut to create the shell. So it's exclamation point and then tab. Okay, here's the shortcut I'm not working. So we're going to copy it from somewhere else because we don't want to type it all the time. So we go HC and shell. And now this will give us all the code. So we click on that, and copy it. Back here, and paste it in. So you need to give it a title, and then all your code you paste in between the opening and closing body tags. So here's where you would put like your H1 and type out the question and then put the links to the other. And then you'll need to do all these steps again for the correct installation page, and the interpretation page, and the style page. You're gonna do the same thing. Go well, not that you don't want the HTML on the style page, but you're gonna go file, new file, save as, and then copy and paste that shell and code into there, and then you can start putting all of your HTML in between those body tags. Now it'll work. Now, so I would say first do your H1 and then put your question in here, and then to link it, you need to use the A tag that I was showing before. So A tab, and then take out that hashtag, and then you put the file path to the whatever you want to link to. You type it in between those quotes. And then right here is where you type whatever text you want to be clickable. That's how you do it. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Okay.
So. There's 3 in the first album. I start over.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's annoying.
Yeah.
Styles, just make sure you linked all of these pages.
Yeah.
You don't have a link in you're not link, you have links in there. It's confusing because there's the word link.
Yeah.
But you would think the link would be the link, but it's not the link.
Okay.
You need a link tag inside of your head.
Okay.
So we're gonna say link and tab, and then you need this attribute here, statute one, and then right here, you're gonna take this and delete it, and then there's where you put the file path to this file right here. Yeah. And then you want to copy and paste that into all of your HTML files.
Okay.
And that way you're linked, and then you can start. Are you ready for a next step? Do we want to put images in here? Is that going to be too much? Are your brains melted? A little bit? Should we do this or should we leave it? You want to do it? Okay. Okay. We're doing this. Okay, first I want to find an image. I'm just going to do a Google search here. Picture of a brain. Here, I'll do that one. Okay, so I've got an image of a brain here. Lovely color-coded brain. And I want that to show up on my page. We're gonna take this project to another level and we're gonna add a folder in here because you usually want to keep all your images in folders. So I'm going to right click, make a new folder. I'm gonna name it images. Gonna open that. And I'm gonna put my brain image inside of that folder. So far, that should be pretty easy. So this is my, this is what's inside my folder. I have my 4 files, and now I have a folder called images, and I have a picture of a brain on there. Okay, so far so good. Going to my code, I'm gonna put it on the index page. So I showed you before, the tag is called IMG. So I'm gonna say IMG tab, and I get 2 attributes. We get source, which is just like href. That's where you put the file path to the image. And then alt here is alternate text. And this doesn't show up on the page unless the link is broken and then the text will appear, or alternately, it's for accessibility. So people who use like a screen reader, they're visually impaired. When the screen reader gets to the photo, it will read the text so that they know it's a photo. So I'm gonna say illustration of a brain on the alt text. And it's really important to do this extra step to make your pages accessible. So inside here, in the source attribute, I need to type the file path to my image. So what if I type brain.jpg? Is that gonna work? Answer is no, it's not gonna work, because if you look inside of the trivia folder over here, I don't see a file called brain.jpg. It's not there, so that's not gonna work. It's inside of an images folder. So I need to type images / brain.jpg. And save that. Go back to my, go back, and there is my brain. And note, and you can tell here that, look at, an image is an inline element too, because it's lining up with true and false there. So that's just a little bit, something to keep in mind, a little bit of information. Images are inline. So now I can go into my styles and control things in here. So I'm gonna go over to my styles and I'm gonna say image, and I'm gonna turn it into a block element. I'm gonna say display block. Save, go back. Okay, so now it's underneath the true false. I just said display block and it did that. And then I can control the width if I want to there. So I can say width, let's see, 500 pixels, save. Now it's a little more reasonable. So give that a shot. Grab an image, put it in a folder called images, and then add the image tag to, I don't know, whichever page you want. And your file structure should look something like this up here. Okay. Okay, so you need to put the link tag inside the head. So make a another line inside of the head and then type link. Okay, so we want to leave that attribute there, that's important. And inside href is where we're gonna put the file path to the style sheet. So you're gonna type, it's in the same folder, so all you have to type is styles.css. And now that page is into your style sheet, so you can test it out now by saving it and reloading. There you go. So you want to copy and paste that line of code into your other two pages. So all three of them are linked to the same style sheet. Okay, so that means there's something wrong with our file path because the link is broken. So you're saying here, the image source is a folder called images. Well, folder is not an image, it's just a folder. We haven't told it what exact file. We need to tell the name of the file. So let's take a look inside of here. Inside of images, you have a file called copy.jpg. So what you need to do here is say inside the folder called images slash now put copy.jpg. Save that. Oh, okay, yeah. No, that's your alternate text. So you can say it like copy first. Save. There you go. There you go. Sure. Well, you're on the incorrect page right now. You're not on the index page. That looks right to me. And there it's not working. Oh, these don't have the .html again. That's why. Yeah, so that the browser knows that it's on HTML. Oh, that okay. Oh, not that image, just image, because it's not a class, it's a tag.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Is that it?
Yeah.
All right.
And then we would just kind of essentially do the same thing we do like, oh, we change the styles and stuff. we just put the styles in here.
Yep, everything right into the style sheet, just exactly like we do in CodePen. Well, you've got inside of each, this one, you don't have any other pages yet to link to. Right here, you're linking to the same page that's already open. So you need to create some other pages to link to. So go File, save as, and then name that one correct.html. Save. Okay, cool. Now go back to where we had that HTML shell in the browser. Copy that. And then go here and paste it in there. Okay, so now you can put some text in there so that you know you went to the right page. So let's just change the title, right? And put in there like correct or something. Okay. Save that. Save it. Save this page. Just save. Go back to index. And that's where you're going to type the file path to this page right here. So we're connecting to this page. So type in correct.html. It needs to be lowercase c. That's what it is here. Now save that. Oh, you put it in. Oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah, we haven't made the other page yet, so let's just try this one first. Save. There. You have a good thing. Oh, you haven't opened it yet. Okay, this, let's okay, there you go. So now we can try two and see. We know we linked to the right page because that the title is showing up. So now whatever you put between the body, opening and closing body tag is going to show up in here. Then you would do the same thing for the incorrect page. Save as, paste in the shell. The fourth one would be your CSS. No, CSS file is just your styles. You don't have to put the image in if you don't want to. That was just a little extra. Yeah. So you would do the same thing, file new, save as, styles.css unit, and then you can just you can do that. That's where you know how in CodePen you put all your styles into the little window that says CSS. Yeah, your styles. Yeah, your CSS. You type all your CSS into the CSS file. So you would say file, new file, save as, you can say styles, CSS. And then here's where you just type all your styles. So let's say you have, okay, you've got some stuff going here. You've got an extra body tag down here. This is the body tag right here. So get rid of those and then keep this here. Okay, so you only need one body tag. So everything's in between the body tag. Like that. Now we have a style sheet here but we haven't linked to it, so it's not gonna work if we don't link to that style sheet. And we need to do that by having the link tag up in the head here. No, it's called link. Link. And you leave that one there, the rail style sheet. You go over to eTrek, which is, how you did the file path down here, eTrek. Get rid of all of this. That's not the name of our tab sheet. And then type in the file path, which is just styles.css. Now, whatever styles you put in here are going to be applied to the index page. So if you put a style for H1 in there, it'll show up on your index page. And then what you want to do is copy and paste this line of code into all of your other HTML pages, so that all of them are linked to that one style sheet. You can just give a class to the image file, or you only have one image on there, so all you have to do is just type img.
So,
That you can't have spaces
oh.
in there. Take that out. Yeah, and just type img. That's the tag name. And then since you only have one image, you could add a class to it if you wanted to.
So like, if I add more images, it all follow the same.
If you add more images, this will be applied to all images. If you don't want that to happen, then you give it a class.
And where would how would I pick the class? Like,
Right inside of there, yeah. So it's just another attribute. So type class
yeah,
equals. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, and then you would just, over in styles, just replace that with .pizza. And you got it. Display class, and it's- yeah.
that's the way to go.
Yeah. Oh, it's because, oh, it blows up the image. Oh, he wants a large. And it blows up the image. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, one little thing. Oh, you're able to upload. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, well, the type specimen, you already submitted it, but the trivia, oh, okay, so you'll put it, oh, both of those. Oh, just the same? Oh, that's cool. So create a, I don't know if you want to get rid of that and put your new folder in there. Or name it trivia 2, or trivia old, or something like that. And then drag a new trivia folder. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's it. And then you, to see it, you go to students. Yeah, it's probably gonna see. Yes. It just updated. Oh, I don't think. So for this assignment, we were supposed to be able to put them on the server and turn it in Canvas. But since we haven't been able to get on the server, we're not gonna be able to do that. So I'll see if I can deal with this over the weekend and just save those files and bring them back on Tuesday. And hopefully I'll have this situation solved. Paulina was able to actually put files on the server through FileZilla somehow even, it wouldn't let us before, but she was able to do it. But then the files didn't show up when we typed in the URL. So there's another funky thing. Yeah. Yours worked? Did it show, the URL showed up and everything? Really? Huh. Well, that's good. Let's take a look.
Oh,
You mean you put it on the server and students dot fsart and design slash Jesus slash trivia. What oh, .edu. Oops. Do that all the time. See? And that's the right URL, isn't it?
no, trivia slash questions.
Oh,
and then trivia.
wait, you got folders inside of folders? That's ultra organized. Trivia slash question slash trivia.
Oh. Question is like a little, instead of a line like that, kind of dash.
Let me take a look. Oh, trivia dash questions. Got it. Site can't be reached. That's what was happening with Paulina. That's correct, right? You're just Jesus, right? You're not Jesus, something else.
Oh, I spelled wrong.
Oh, you spelled it wrong?
Yeah, for sure.
Where? Which one?
The first one. And the second one.
Triva and Triva. Triva and Triva, both of them. And you named it index.html. And yours is working. You got index dot, where's the dot HTML? What browser is this? That's what I'm in. Yeah. Oh, we don't have, I don't have GD50. Ah, that's what I forgot to put.
That's great.
Oh my God, seriously? What the hell? I don't understand what is going on. All right, I'll be on hold for a while this weekend, but I'll figure it out.
I got mine to work.
You got yours to work? Okay. Let's try this. Logan,
And then it's just trivia and then index HTML,
trivia.
capital T. I don't know if that's right.
If you have it as index.html, it should just work like that, trivia with a lowercase t, right?
I'd uppercase T.
It may or may not make a difference. Sometimes it doesn't. No.
I managed to get on it.
Yeah, it doesn't work with Firefox either. That's correct, right?
Yeah, the only thing different I have is index HTML at the end.
Yeah, that should make a difference because it's by default. All right. This is funky. All right, well, if you, I mean, that's all I have for today. We'll get this online on Tuesday. And I know that was a lot of technical information today. I'm recording this. I'll put it on Canvas. And we'll just review it as we go along, like with each project. You know, you might need a little reminder of how to get started and how to FTP and all that good stuff. So don't worry if you haven't memorized everything we went over today. It's a lot of technical stuff. So, but good job. You just made a website, like a total full-on 3-page website.
So if we can't figure out how to put it on to
The server?
server, can we just like do it in class on Tuesday?
We're gonna, yeah, I'll do it together.
Okay.
I'm gonna call the web hosting company and make them fix this, because that's what I do. I just call for help when I can't figure it out. That's why when you choose a web hosting company, choose the one with the best customer support. And a 1-800 number 24 hours. For sure. All right. Yeah, have a great weekend. Yeah.
It's just. I don't have access.
Yeah, that's what the other one said too. Looks like a long password. Yeah. That's what the other one said. I don't know.
Maybe it's something with the password.
Let me double check your password. Maybe I messed it up. It happens. Jacob, you're Jacob H.
Yeah.
Got that? And this is your password.
That's right. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Weird.
Try it again over the weekend, and if it doesn't work, I'll create a new one for you.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, on Tuesday.
I'll try again.
Yeah.
Question. So
Uh-huh.
about next Tuesday, I have a funeral I have to attend.
Okay.
It starts at about like 10. So I was
Okay,
wondering if
it'll
it'd be
go
okay
early.
just to head out at like 9:30.
Yeah, that's totally fine. Yeah,
Perfect.
thanks for
Thank you.
coming for that period.
Yeah,
time.
of course. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you
it
so much.
makes a difference. All right,
Have a good one.
2. Lunch is this.